Everybody, welcome to the finale of the Airsoft Nation live show. So we have, yeah, exactly. A week before Christmas, good timing for it all. Our special guest from the early dawn in Hong Kong is Tim. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Tim.
And thank you very much.
No, I'm absolutely astounded. You've woken up at 5 a.m. I wasn't expecting that, so I do appreciate that coming on the show. Guys, feel free to comment throughout the show, and we can see if things are coming through now. Any questions you've got, feel free to throw them out through Tim. Before we start, I will just show, let's just move Carlo down, and just to show, we will be giving away 5 patches of the Quit Moaning You've Signed a Waiver, along with 5 Airsoft Nation patches throughout the show. Finchy should be in the comments. There he is. So throughout the show, he will be picking out winners throughout randomly, and I'll keep tabs on that there. So thank you very much, Finchy. If you are interested in buying any of the patches, Finchy, if you could link your eBay account throughout the stream, or if you PM Finchy directly, you can grab a patch, and that's fantastic stuff. So thank you very much, Finchy. So let's bring Carlo back in now.
Where'd it go?
Yeah.
You know, Graham, sometimes I really love this job. And there's the moments when that happens.
Just kick you down.
It's just like, kick you out so we can take up your screen space. How do you feel? Well, to be honest, it's the end of season 2. I think I'm just going to go out with a bang. And I'll be expecting those libel papers soon.
A valuable member of the show.
Do we have a link that I can direct people to? I completely forgot to let people know that I was going live for a session like this. So if you could let me know in the comment section where...
Yeah, absolutely. I can drop you the link right now. Where is Tim?
I'm right here.
There we go.
He's over there. Over there. The unconvincing moustache.
Over here in Hong Kong.
How long ago did you get up before we start the show while I'm grabbing the link?
A good 30 minutes.
Nice.
Went downstairs, made myself a cuppa. Also have a jug of water.
Will you be going to the gym? Is this an early start for you now?
Well, honestly, since I'm up, I may as well. I may as well.
Right. Before we go on the show, let's just see who is with us, because we've had a little bit of neglect in the chat here. So, Norman, welcome to the show. James, welcome to the show. Leonie, White Company, look at that. We love you, Tim. Phil Smith's in the show. Thank you very much for joining us. Alex, let's scroll down. Finchy, another Alex. Thank you very much for joining us. And Dust Monkey, who was guest free for the show. So thank you very much for tuning in, guys. And let's get on to the show. So today we wanted really to talk all about you, Tim. You know, you're in a quite a prestigious position of where you are now. You've been working for Red Wolf for 6.5 years? Round about that?
About that, yes.
Yeah. Obviously, having the break about a year ago now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I had a good year off. It was a good year. I just needed to relax, find myself in Canada, because Canada is a very intimidating. No, it's not a very intimidating place. It's a beautiful area. There we go. Sorry. I feel like I'm neglecting everybody. I just wanted to post live on Facebook that I am with you, but now I'm here. I'm here. I'm sorted. Great. Thank you. Yes, I had been gone for a year and working on my acting career. Everything went swimmingly until my visa ran out. So I am back now.
For now.
But yes, everything seems to be going well. For now, only for now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And
So,
I'm glad I'm glad to be back.
Is this like a setup for an immigration joke or something, or should we leave that one there?
let's leave that one right
Oh
now.
no. Yeah, you could leave one right there.
Okay, fine.
So,
Vancouver is like Hong Kong 2.0, so
All right, okay. What, the Brits had to give that back as well?
ah,
oh yeah.
Those that know their history.
let's
Yeah, we're gonna leave that one
interrogate-
well alone.
interrogate
This isn't Floprator.
So, let's go back to the start. 2013. January, look at that,
Oh God. Okay.
was your first video for Red Wolf.
Do you
So-
really have to share these things?
Yes. So, interestingly, so obviously you coming on the show did a little bit of research and looking through on kind of the past videos, which is quite interestingly enough. But this is well before I was looking at them. You and Taz. So I have.
Remind me as to which video you're referring to.
Oh, so how about I show you a
Because
photo?
I can remember a few. There's one where I'm dressed in camouflage. There's one where she shoots me in the crotch. There's one where what else was there? Yes, please do remind me. Oh God, it's that one. My things have changed.
Absolutely.
What was that? New products of 2000 and
Yeah, this is
a decade ago.
Yeah, when you used to almost do weekly shows of what was new, or monthly shows as to what was new. How did you get?
Isn't it sad?
I'm loving the hair, by the way. That's some retro look hair.
Hey, that was in. It was not in. It was not definitely not in.
That was never it. What do you think? I'll wear a hat now every time I come on screen, so nobody can see what the atrocity I keep under here.
That's just the first photo. So
Go on, share them all.
How did you, at the time there, how did you, start with Red Wolf, and kind of what was the ambitions then? Because obviously at that point you were co-host, I presume.
Yes, I was helping with their sales department at the time, and did you want to hear about how I interviewed or how I got into the TV channel?
Well, the TV channel probably, unless there's something about the interview you specifically want to bring up.
Well, it was actually an interview for the TV channel, because if you had remembered back then, Arclight was on his way out. In fact,
Yeah.
by the time I had interviewed, Arclight was already in the UK.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I was not working at the time. It had been 2 weeks since my previous job, so my mind was scattered. I was online trying to find things to do, and there's this site on Hong Kong called JobsDB, where you can go and scour the interwebs on whatever job you feel like you want to get. And obviously, acting didn't have its own criteria, so I went into the others section. And in the others section, right at the top, was a spot for Red Wolf Airsoft's presenting job. And I thought, I know the company somehow, like that name resonates somewhere in my cranium. And I contacted one of my friends, Jonathan Ho, a really good friend of mine, a former presenter for Red Wolf, and I asked him, so like, how are these guys when you were working there? Because I remember several years back when we were all in high school in the final year, he was working with them. He said, "Yeah, they're great, good people. Do you want me to talk to the boss?" And I said, "No, you don't really have to do that." So I name dropped, really. I was just like, "Hey, hi, Paul." Paul is the guy who runs the Red Wolf Airsoft, and I said, "Well, apparently you know my friend Jonathan Ho, and apparently you have a slot for a TV host, and I have some training in being on camera, not looking directly at camera, but being on camera." Let me know if you would like to have an interview, because I'm awesome, and maybe you can give me a job, because I'm really looking for a job right now. And that's when I met Taz, when I first stepped through the doors of Red Wolf.
Huh. So you were all, and were you playing Airsoft at that point, or was this a full new kind of industry for you?
I had already played Airsoft. It had been 3 years since I went to Australia for university. And I'm sorry, Australians, but it's really unfair that it's illegal.
For now.
But yeah, I came back to home. For now.
Yeah.
But yes, it was everything was going. I just hadn't played for a good 3 years, and but I used to play occasionally. I went on the occasional birthday, but as soon as I started at Red Wolf, I started bringing up my Airsoft game again from scratch.
And then, so what was the transition there from between when you were Tazza on there, and at that point, you could see the production value was entirely different realms as to what we are at now. From you then essentially going from co-host to essentially being main host at that point. And
Well, since Arclight had left, they were looking for two people to work alongside each other. And a couple months in, Taz was like, "Well, I got a job elsewhere, so I need to. I'm going to leave this to you, Tim." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And so I had to be the independent host for a good couple years, actually.
Wow, yeah, because I'm saying there was quite a few years at that point where essentially you were solo running the shows.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep.
talk
but
us through
over time we did introduce more cast members. I love calling them cast members, but we brought more in as we were hiring more people for whatever job they were doing at Red Wolf. Yes, yeah. Phil Smith, you won something. You won patches.
You've won a patch, Phil, and since you have the Airsoft Nation patch, well done, Finchy, for keeping on top of it there. You have the first wafer patch, so congratulations, Phil. Let's bring that one out. And what is your kind of the process? We all see the finished product of the stuff now. Yeah, because I presume you still do the sales area, or is this a full-time job on this point to do these production values?
Okay. There are many different aspects to the job. They hired me direct to work on the channel, but I am their media executive. I take care of everything media. I help Gambit with marketing and product development. I am the main guy that uploads products to the website. So if you guys see any faults in these products in the description, do let me know, because that's all me. So over the past 6.5 years, I had uploaded around 20,000 products. So thank you guys for purchasing those. I help with sales. I answer questions. I deal with marketing. I deal with. There are many different aspects to what Red Wolf, and then I do the channel, and the channel is my baby right now. So when I, but did you ask about the process?
Yeah, I was just interested, because I mean, the videos you guys put out must take a lot of work. And I mean, completely, you got 300,000 subscribers around about there now. Congratulations. That was a few months ago now.
Thank you.
It's a lot of work to grow something like that, but you guys always put out top tier quality entertainment throughout. What's that kind of process like for you guys? Because a lot of your stuff does vary from reviews to, the Red Wolf office, which was very entertaining throughout.
Thank you. Well, when I do these videos, I like to create a story around whatever project that's been handed to me. For example, everybody's seen the Grand Tour in Top Gear?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, you're Brits. Come on.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I know.
I see what we're doing now. Okay. All right.
You know, it's a TV series that's seen around the world, so we're all worldies here.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
let me. They had explained something recently. Somebody had asked Jeremy Clarkson. So, what is it like to be hosting the largest car television show in the world? And he said, "I don't." And the response was like, well, "Why? Could you explain?" And he responds, "Well, I feel like we showcase the best entertainment show in the world, and it just so happens to be about cars."
Yeah.
And that really resonated with me. Only a couple years into working at Red Wolf, because I was always doing it was just a review, bang them out, just talk about the gun, talk about the internals, externals. I never really had a structure at the beginning. You could see there's a huge process difference between videos 4 years ago and videos now. So I would like to have a really good show that just so happens to be about airsoft guns, because I like the entertainment value. I want people to watch the episode knowing that it's going to. I hope that they watch a fun episode and also be informative at the same time.
No, that makes perfect sense, because that's exactly right. Your later and more recent videos definitely have a different feel around them, and I think that's perfectly put. With the fact you're going more for the story, while Airsoft's the product of it, rather than the review as such. I think this picture captures it perfectly.
Oh, hey Carlos. It said that picture, and then you just expanded to my screen. It's like, oh, that's a handsome man right there. Oh, did Graham just? Oh, there we go. You're showcasing that photo.
Wow.
Battlegrounds.
Wow. My eyes.
As you can see, Quake is doing the under the waist thing.
I think that is the perfect photo to show the kind of
He's
crew
doing it wrong.
The cast you've built now, because that is the kind of entertainment that you guys have delivered now, compared to, like you say, the review to review. And every time I see that photo, it just makes me laugh on how well you guys all come together. And you've all got almost different, well, they are personalities as to the way you act on stream. And it looks like that the photo's gone down well in this chat. But
well, yeah, go on. Your question, please.
I was gonna say, how do you feel the growth of the channel and where it is now compared to what it's gone like?
Well, I have something to say about that, because a couple years back, before YouTube decided to screw everybody over, I had thought that we were doing very well back then. But ever since the cutbacks or the setbacks, I feel like we're doing a lot better now. Where now we know who we are showcasing to. We know who our audience members are. We know what the ones that are sticking around just to watch the channel, rather than people who just clicked on the video and then immediately exited. So these are the people that are watching right now, the people that I trust, and the people I showcase videos to.
And I think that's a big difference, isn't it? For the videos you do now, if it's a review, some people just, first 30 seconds, last 30 seconds, what's it look like? What's the overall opinion done? Whereas now with these type of videos and with the way YouTube's going, you have to provide the kind of the long-term entertainment to keep the attention span now.
Yes. And each video could take up to maybe 2 or 3 days to film, depending on the product.
Wow. And of course, now
not to film. Sorry, to film and edit and put together, and for us to finalize it. Yeah.
I was going to say, if it takes 3 days to just film it, you must be getting a lot of footage.
Yes, and not much used. But our current project, I can't tell you what it is. We're taking about 3 days to film our current one, but then 2 days to edit.
Who does the editing? Is it anyone?
Our cameraman also does the editing.
Okay.
So he's multitasking.
So that I would say he's got an idea of what he wants when he gets there.
Exactly.
Question coming in from Phil Smith there. Tim, I bought my first rifle from Red Wolf back in 2004 before there were any restrictions that were in the UK. How's the marketplace changed recently with the restrictions, including social media restrictions?
Well, a lot of restrictions are things that I don't typically want to get into. For example, licensing, there are a lot of restrictions there. I think there are major companies that have had to crack down on things that are imported into certain countries, but that's all I'll say. But the others are government-based, and whatever they decide to do. There are moments where we sent products to the US and they were just held for no particular reason. Right? There's no licensing problems there, such as the high kappa. They were just held. And I honestly think the people that work import, when they see it for the first time, they're just like, a high kappa. My son has spoken about these. I'm just going to take it and say that it didn't make it to the final destination. That's how I feel when things are imported to the US.
Given how, and I won't mention the company, someone I know used to be baggage handler from a well-known airport in London or outside London, I'm not surprised by some of the stuff. Some of the stories he tells me is absolutely crazy. So, I think, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's a very desirable item as such.
Well, there are many items. It's just in Airsoft. It's growing. It's definitely growing. The generation is getting much younger and younger each and every year that joins us. So I'm glad it's growing. It's us as people who are of that higher tier generation that the people in the know-how that have to teach these younger kids.
Absolutely,
the right
absolutely.
way. The right way.
Cool your hits. Well done, Alex. Patch number 2 winner. So, just got another question here from Daniel from Airsoft DB. What exhibitions are you going to visit in the next year? Now, I know this was something I asked you if you were heading to IWA or March. Do you know any events
We've recently got our media pass for SHOT Show, so we'll be going to the live gun range at SHOT Show, and we'll have our own booth there. Nice. We're also going to IWA, and this IWA will be tremendous because it is our 10th anniversary. 10th year anniversary.
Yes, and going for Player Choice Award.
But not myself. No,
But Red Wolf won the 7th, didn't they?
Well, we won our best Asian distribution company for the 7th year in a row. So that's we're hoping to go for another this time around as well. But because we won the best video of 2016, we want to win to best video 2017 as well.
Very nice. Out of interest, what was the winning video last year?
Our Russian video, showcasing the Russian game.
I'll grab
that one was that one is a good 2 million views in, I think, close to.
Wow.
It was a hugely successful video. I put a week into editing that.
Yeah, and it shows.
2 million, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, Herman is there in chat. Herman says you're in Hall 8.
There you go. Yes, Herman knows.
And I will see you there. Absolutely see you there.
Hello, Bruce. Oh, it's Bruce Bell.
There's Bruce. Hey, Bruce. Thank you very much for watching. Now, I have a question by someone who actually couldn't make it this evening to watch the show, but he did say, please ask Tim this question. So
Sure.
he says, Tim, what do you see as the next big innovation in airsoft? And how do you think the sport will change in the next 5 to 10 years? So let's go with the innovation. I mean, obviously, we've seen some fantastic World War II models over the last few months from you guys, but what do we think is the next area which will kind of be hot for airsoft in products?
Okay. What I see happening over the next year is how to. I don't know. I don't want to say this, but it's probably along the lines of the HPA system, how to make it internalized and not have that tube sticking out the butt. The Wolverine have got it halfway there, but I feel like you have to reload and then regas very, very frequently. If there was one way to have everything just there without it being too bulky, there's either that working on the HPA system, because everybody's just making another M4 now.
Yeah.
And great, sure, there are guns coming out that people said they were coming out 2 years ago, but I don't know what KWA are doing. I don't know. Where's your Thompson, KWA? Because WE came out with theirs, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. Beat you to the punch. And what else is there?
Because Minecraft have also developed their kind of stock with the cylinder, the air bottle in. But again, it's 300 shots, which is ideal for snipers. I mean, that's the full day for most of us. But
yes, that is true. As a sniper, if you're going 300 shots, as Gaz said, then you're definitely need some training.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, I think it's somewhere along the lines of HPA. But in terms of innovation, I think nearly everything's been made. So when we go to SHOT Show, I'm intrigued as to what is coming out of that. Though I'm very excited for the new VFC shotgun, the 3-6 shotgun, the Fabarm 12, FTF 12.
Fabarm, isn't it? Yes. Have you had much to do with the newer, and I've forgotten the name now, it's the Roman, based on the Romans. Please,
if you need to search it, go right ahead. I can just keep on talking about innovation if I have to.
I'm trying to remember the name of the more new.
What do you mean, the secators?
Secators. Thank you very much, Carlo. Have you had any dealing with those?
Oh, do you mean those plastic shotguns? Wait. The 6 shots that shoot gas, right? The one that are very popular in the UK?
They've just, so they've kind of hit UK in the last kind of 6 months. I know the stock's a bit funny at the moment. It's an interesting one.
Are they gas?
So yes, they're very similar to the TM870, where they have the gas in the front cylinder.
I have no issues with those. Yeah. I have no issues with those. It's so long they don't explode in people's faces.
Phrasing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. The question is, I would love to answer questions about HPA, but I am not as schooled in that area because HPA is illegal in Hong Kong.
And this is because of the variable FPS, I presume?
Yep. It can go over 2 joules no matter what.
Yeah. So even with some sort of fixed regulator, still...
even if you cut it off, it's still dangerous.
Okay, absolutely. That makes sense.
The fact that we have to cut it off ourselves once it's in Hong Kong, but we could potentially make it go over, that's what's dangerous, so we'd rather not.
No, that makes absolute sense. And talking about Hong Kong, how's the scene changed? Since you've been playing there. Oh, what's that for?
The scene hasn't changed.
No?
It hasn't changed. Yeah, Hong Kong airsoft scene has always been the same. Go out into the field with 50 or so people, 25 on 25, and just go head on in a death match. Something that's always been the same. Recently, there have been a few Milsim games, but those Milsim games are usually based on deathmatch ideals and some capture the flags. Nothing much has changed because we don't have the room to.
I was going to say it's primarily smaller, closed environments, isn't it? More arena style stuff, is it?
I don't dislike the games in Hong Kong, but I've been to Canada and I've been to America. I've been to Russia. So those are those are Milsim games, and once you've had a taste of that, then you thirst for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's it. Kind of spoiled there. Do you think the power limit restricts also for you guys, or do you think a power limit for you doesn't really make much difference?
Honestly, no. We just can't have HPA, and it's not like it's not like it's hurting us much.
So there's smaller environments as well. What we got just catching up here. Finch was talking about the APS shotguns.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
Do you know about the APS ones? They're the ones where you put the kind of the padding.
Yeah, so ones the CO2. I remember reviewing said product. Yes,
Yeah,
I think that's cool. Now that was innovation when it was.
Yeah, as long as you didn't mind losing shells or catching shells, I think that was always the.
Well, it did have a shell catcher. People forgot about that.
It's not quite the same though, is it? You just kind of want to cock it and catch the shell before pulling the trigger and letting, was it something like 20 BBs go with that one?
I think it's yes. It used to hold 12 BBs. They used to have a netting that you applied to the side of the shotgun, so it would catch the shells itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw Finchy with a similar designed one yesterday up at the jail.
Yeah, Finchy does run one, and because you put you basically load the shell up with BBs and put the padding on the end. Chronoing is a pain, but not only that, every time you fire, you're throwing away money. So you kind of want to chrono on 1 or 2 shots and not keep going through it. Yeah, fantastic guns.
It's only around 300 FPS.
Yes, £7 a shell. Herman saying the Morrison, is that M1100 or is that M100?
Those were out years and years back, but now there's a resurgence in shotguns. So those will be a lot of fun. I think they were gas shell ejecting. Maruzen had released them ages and ages and ages back, and I'm just wondering why people haven't been thinking about making them. But then I think people are stuck in the fact that they don't want to be releasing shell ejecting shotguns. I think they've been made, and they just don't want to get back into that area. They don't need to. And is Carlos frozen because his face is just stuck in that?
Let's see. Is Carlos? Yes, he has. He'll rejoin, no doubt.
I think that's hilarious. I'm just thinking he's staring into my soul, and God, he can read me right now.
I would say Carlo has a tendency of disconnecting and reconnecting throughout, so I've almost forgotten. There he goes. Out he goes. Let's just change the camera angle a bit. There we go. Let's change that then. So, in regards to where do you think the sport will change in, say, the next 5-10 years? I'm hoping by that point Australia will have airsoft legalized, given the progress that's been made the last couple of years.
God, if Australia hadn't legalized, I'm going all over Australia. God, the game sites that would open up, especially I remember watching an advert many years back about Australia, and it was talking about the large expanse of the deserts, their wildlife, the seas, the ocean, everything surrounding Australia. And it says in subtitles, many places where you could bury a dead body. And it's just, I can just imagine many places where you could build airsoft fields. And I think that's Australia's just one big airsoft field. It's going to be amazing if they would ever allow that to happen.
There was it's the one in, I want to say Russia. There's 3,000 players, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. That's the one. That was Armored Warfare.
That's the one you went to?
Yep, that's the one. Armored Warfare 8, I believe. It's just the government needing to having to legalize it, right? Aussie government, Aussie.
Can I get you to rejoin? I believe your microphone just seems to have dropped. I don't know if that's...
Oh, okay. Yes, I can rejoin.
Give me one. Yeah, if you can refresh.
Oh, hold on 1 second, please.
And while Tim is doing that, it's the perfect time. Let's just share that there. And there we go. So while Tim is rejoining, guys, and Tim, I'll bring you up just while I quickly do that. Guys, thank you so much for all the people who have already ordered the Airsoft Nation hoodie. It's much appreciated, and all the money from that point goes towards supporting Airsoft Nation and providing server infrastructure and everything like that. Just want to remind you guys, if you are interested in ordering one, please use the discount code LIVE for 20% off. What's really important is if you want it by Christmas, you must order by the 20th of December, because the hoodies will be sent out on the 21st. So anyone who orders by the 20th will have it arrive in time for Christmas. In addition to that, we will have, and it's not actually out yet. Not out yet, but coming in the new year, we've answered the questions from you guys about Airsoft Nation t-shirts. So we will be printing Airsoft Nation t-shirts in a few variations of colors with your username on there. So from your Airsoft Nation account, your username will be printed on the name. I'm hoping we'll have them out before Christmas, but I believe it may be a week or two after Christmas. So keep your eyes out for that. Tim, thanks very much for refreshing there. It looks a lot better now. I can hear you loud and clear.
Great, thank you very much.
There we go. Cool. So sorry, you were just saying about the Australians then, just as your mic started cracking up.
Oh, I'm just hoping that that because Australia is just so large that there would be a lot of airsoft fields there, and it's just a huge potential, a huge gap in the field, gap in the world that we could fill up in terms of airsoft. In terms of airsoft, I'd just love to see it happen there.
Yeah, and like you say, there's plenty of space. There'll be some fantastic sites for sure, and an excuse to go to Australia, really. Although, so now I'm just looking at.
I am going to Australia very soon, but not when Airsoft is open, allowed.
What's the plans there? Is this a holiday?
Oh, my brother's getting married, so I'm going there for his wedding.
Oh, fantastic! And you were just over in the UK a few months ago for another wedding, wasn't you?
Yes, everybody's getting married. Oh, God.
Oh, pressure's on. Pressure's on.
I feel no pressure.
Right. Carlos said he'll be back in a couple of minutes. Guys, don't forget to ask your questions throughout. And Finch should be by with another patch giveaway in a second.
I'm a big fan of Finch's display picture. It looks fantastic.
He's doing some fantastic patches. So I saw his page today. I was like, I need to grab a few of those. Thank you very much for commenting about the microphone. That seems to all be going okay now.
Yeah, great.
So other than Australia, any other changes you see that, could change the scene in, say, the next 5-10 years? Is there anything that stands out to you where we could see some massive changes?
Well, in a way, I think Airsoft may be much more regulated by then, which would make it more difficult for people to join. But that's just me being negative. I'm hoping it to be every year there's a new generation of kids, as I mentioned before, and we'll always have more and more and more children coming in, and it's having to teach them the right way. And it's just about the people. The only thing that will change is the people and the mindset. We'll be very old in 10 years' time. We'll be one of those people that'll be like, "Oh, I remember back then when HPA was not a thing, but now HPA is everywhere. What?"
Yeah.
And like, "Oh, gas blowback is king," and AEGs are better than the whole fight. Nothing much is going to be different. I feel like it's going to be exact same 10 years from now. We're going to be like each generation will be stubborn, and there'll be butting heads, but it'll still be a great community. It's just having to build everything the right way.
Absolutely, and you're right. We will definitely be arguing the AEG versus HPA system for a long time yet. There's no doubt about it. Vince is asking, what's your favorite weapon in Airsoft? What's your favorite one of all time? And what's the go-to when you're playing?
Well, I don't want to sound like every Airsoft sniper out there. No, I don't want to sound like everybody's becoming an Airsoft sniper these days. VSR-10 and Mark 23. Okay, I don't have a favorite Airsoft gun. I have a collection myself. Same with gear, and it's just one I use on the day depending on what the game is like. I love my P90. If anything, probably my P90 is probably the go-to CQB AEG that I have from Marui.
I would say it's a TM. Is that the high cycle?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
In fact, it's an older one, but I put a high cycle motor in there.
Nice.
Yes, and for outdoors, well, I'm currently using an ASAR. So
interesting choice.
Well, because it's the only one currently still around at the moment for Airsoft Airsoft systems. I feel very bad for them.
Well, I was gonna say because what's going on with them at the moment?
Well, at the end of a year, well, I don't want to assume anything, but very soon they'll finally be releasing their the Airsoft system ASAR. It's just another AR, but I think this. Right? Yes, it's another AEG, but I think this is the type of AEG that will top the lot.
Wow.
Yep. I think it's one of those guns. Want to get one of those guns where you just buy it straight out of a box, and the only thing you really need to do is change things externally. You don't need to touch the internals.
There we go. Heard it here first. Just a quick one. Say well done to Johnny. Congratulations. Keep it up, Finchy. Nice job, mate. No, that's the wrong message. We don't want to be bringing that one up. Finchy's just sorting that out. Good job. Herman's saying, what about your newest one? So now
I have a newest one? Oh, my Agency Arms Legacy slide on my the gun that didn't exist but now does. Yes, my new Glock.
Oh, the Glock, right? Yes, I was gonna say I saw that up on your, I believe, Instagram and Facebook.
It's on my cover photo.
Just grab.
But yeah, like that thing, those two things sold out so quickly. The 26 and the 34 are gone.
It does look nice, that's for sure. There we go. Let's just share that so everyone can see that.
And that's another thing that I'm hoping that the UK do. UK are very traditional with their guns. When it comes to anything American and extravagant, you guys are way behind on these. But yeah, I'm hoping that everybody will all be caught up by then. I'm hoping to get more extravagance to the UK because there are some cool things out there that you guys are missing out on, and you're gonna get them. Trust me. Us being Red Wolf, we're gonna make sure you guys get these things.
I tell you what, I'm excited for is the grenade, the
Avatar grenade.
The Avatar, yes, with the skin and the core.
Yeah, that is the video we're spending one whole week on.
Ah, fantastic. That makes probably more sense given how much variation that could be with that grenade.
Yeah, and it's, well, honestly, the grenade is all about variation. The grenade has a core, it has a skin, and every skin has a... The core can be changed to propel with different power and such. in different directions, whereas the core holds all the BBs in different containers and different shapes, and as where the core is power, this one expels in different directions and different power as well. So if you have less holes and more and less BBs, the more the more powerful it is. If there's more holes and more BBs, there's going to be still a lot of dispersion, but just more BBs spreading everywhere, and it's just a huge potential, a huge market to fill. Because imagine that you have yourself like tons and tons of cores on your belt, and then you have a different kind of shell for different situation. If you want to roll your grenade out to about 30 meters out, you can just put a core in, spin it in, unlock it, and roll that thing, and hopefully hit your target.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I'm just showing the photo up now, it looks like you guys are looking forward to potentially a lot of different skins there, which I'm super excited to see some of these out. I think, like you said, there's a lot of potential on this. And what's the kind of the uptake for BFGs and these type of grenades over in Hong Kong?
Well, these ones are actually relatively popular. It still needs time to share all these. Unfortunately, nobody. This is not very well known just yet. I'm hoping to get a lot more of this out there. Max and I are trying to promote the hell out of it. So, and I'm hoping that our next video will showcase how one would use it, but more about storytelling as well.
Okay,
so yeah.
Will it be somewhat like the burst? Are we expecting to see trip mines in toilets and on
oh my god! When I saw that video when I was in Canada, I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What is going on right here?"
I would actually say I had mine after watching that video, but I've actually lent it to someone at the moment who's working on a whole stuff.
It was cool, but it was that was awesome. That video was awesome, but it's got nothing to do with. In fact, every time we try to come up with something cool, and because we have guns, it's got to surround some sort of. Imagine something that we filmed for the Chris Vector and the ASG Scorpion Evo, except I'm putting so much more effort into this one.
Wow.
Not that I didn't for the Scorpion Evo, and not that I didn't for the Chris Vector. Oh my god, I spent so much time on the Chris Vector video. Oh. Writing that, directing that, helping filming that, was just getting people in for that one. But this video is just all internal with our cast, and filmed the way I want it to be filmed. This week is going to be hectic. We started filming yesterday, and we've already got a good minute and a half worth of usable footage. But I'm hoping to have something under between 5 to 10 minutes. In fact, less than 6. Something that compact, showcasing as much action as we can, and but showing the potential of the actual product as well.
No, like I say, I'm super excited to see it because this is innovation. This is something totally different to what we've seen before. Like I say, I enjoyed the burst. I brought that after watching your guys' videos and seeing it's an effective way without using blank firers. And this, to me, looks like a fantastic opportunity to see something different in the grenade spaces, rather than the traditional. The fact of the idea of swapping skins, to me, can really change the game. It's just really as simple as that. When I see that and see how much opportunity there is, I'm looking forward to seeing that. So what do you reckon? By the end of the week, we might have some footage to see on it then?
Yes, I'm really hoping so. If I stick to scheduling, I'm hoping to get something out by the end of the week. And Ariane just asked a question about the footage for Excite, and I can tell him now that I want to get that out, but we're waiting for the actual product itself. wait on the product, and then all will be well.
And say there was someone earlier on. I didn't catch the name asking about the fire over here. Obviously, everything was down, but now everything's up in a newer office, and everything seems to be back on track.
Yeah, if there's anybody that you should ask about that, you should ask Herman. This guy's driving around to all over the UK. Oh my God, this guy drives like he lives in his car. Herman the Hermit in his car. I'm surprised he doesn't have like a sleeping bag in there and just have the heater on.
I believe he was your chauffeur when you were over here.
Yes, he was.
And
that is the most amazing thing anybody could ever do. He is a top lad.
That he is. Where is he in there? Peter Everett's in the chat. Hi, Pete. Thanks for coming on. Finchy, you got one more coming up. Should be one more patch coming out any minute now. So, Tim, all this of what you're doing, obviously your role's grown massively now, and obviously you did take kind of 9-10 months away when you went to Canada to do the acting. Is that still something that you want on the cards? Is that something
just because I spent a year there doesn't mean it's I've ended it. I'm definitely going back. You know, Canada has always been on the table. It's never out of mind. And it'll I hate to eventually leave the channel, but at the same time I gotta do what I gotta do. I have to pursue something I've started and see how it ends and how to push through it.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely. I mean, like you say, it's still been 7 years. That's absolutely.
Oh yeah,
hopefully
insane amount of time.
Yeah, and of course you'll still probably walk away with the Red Wolf Ambassador role at some level, or do cameos, no doubt.
Yep, I always love doing cameos.
If not, we'll see you on the House Gamers channel when you're over there, because no way he's going to let you get away without jumping on a few of those videos.
Oh yeah, Dayton had no idea who I was when I first arrived, but
really?
Oh wait, he was new into the airsoft industry. He was relatively new.
Yeah, he was meant to be on the show not last week, the week before, due to other prior engagements. Because he's only really been in 2 years now.
He's gaining momentum and he's doing really well for himself. I'm so happy for him. I didn't say that I knew him since he was a wee lad and he had a very nothing channel. His channel was already growing and he was already very popular, and he is just and the great thing is he is such a good guy. He is such a friendly guy.
I think he's picked the perfect spot, like you guys, in the fact now he's providing entertainment and comedy value rather than just going out shooting and watching the shots.
You have no idea. Like when you watch videos these days, I feel like entertainment and comedy is a huge aspect to it, because I want to watch a review and laugh. I don't want to just sit in there and drool as I'm watching some airsoft reviews.
No,
because these days, like there are some reviews out there that just bore the living daylights out of me, and I don't want to watch. I don't want to have that kind of channel.
No, that's right. Yeah, and I think it takes a while to learn your place and figure out what works for you guys. And I think you guys now, I mean, I'd say you're at the top level of those kind of channels now. And
thank you very much for saying that.
I think Dayton again has found his role now, and it's taken a while, and he was growing. There's no doubt about it. But the place he's at now, I think, is the strongest he's been. And I was chatting to him just the other day, saying how I think he's in that perfect spot of providing a lot of entertainment and fun about his videos, whether it's Tim Hortons jokes, or the kind of sign outs he does at the end of his videos. So
he's a joker. That one, he's a joker. He's a great guy.
Baz is asking, are you planning on attending different Milsim games across Europe? Do you know anything for next year?
Okay. Well, we have a lot of projects going on in Hong Kong that don't necessarily require my attention, but I'd rather be there. So games like Border War and Baguette, I would love to attend, but it's obviously we got to see if there's a good reason for me to go. I'm sure Border War and Baguette are good reasons enough, but I've got to with the whole thing about Russia, I had to convince people to let me go.
Yeah.
There are people that in my workplace. I was just like, yeah, I need to go. I need to do this, and I had to come up with an itinerary. And I said, I promise you, if I go to Russia, I'll come back with the best video that I've ever made. And that video hit 2 million views. So, like, I when I go somewhere, I keep my promises. I do. I do.
Nicely done. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Well, there we go. I will bring this one up now. It's an interesting topic. Are you
No.
an airsoft celebrity? Where would you put yourself on that? Right? At the end of the day, I'd say, given the fact you're a host, you're more of a celebrity than a YouTuber. And without this isn't meant to be a big-headed thing.
No. Airsoft celebrity is because we were such a niche market. Depending on what you do, the celebrity status is being thrown around. Is something that doesn't get thrown around by the person that is the celebrity. Yeah. It gets thrown around by the people who think you are a celebrity. So if people have put you in that status, I guess in a way you deserve to be in that status, depending on what you have done.
Yeah.
And in a way, I guess, yes, I am a celebrity in that sense because of what I do and the content that I bring. But I just do what I do because I love doing it. And I think a lot of YouTubers and other reviewers do feel the exact same way.
Nicely put, and that's the perfect way to put it. And I think, given the role and the amount of impact you've had in airsoft and in the industry, the fact you're a Red Wolf ambassador, the fact of me being excited to get you on the show shows you definitely, I would say, you're on that more celebrity status or not. At the end of the day, you've got a lot of influence on your role model to the newer players, and people take your opinion seriously. So,
well, it's been a month in the making, hasn't it? Like coming up on Airsoft Nation.
It's been more like 6 months to me of me making sure trying to get all the people I can. And it was when Herman said he could get you on, I was like, yeah, like that's going to happen. They're in Hong Kong. And I was hoping to meet you when you're in the UK, thinking maybe. But like I say...
Sorry, I was there for such a short time.
No. Let's be fair, you had a lot going on at that time of day. So just to finally close out with 1 minute to go, I just want to say congratulations to the final winner of the night, and Jimbo, well done. And Finchy's actually giving away a 20% off discount on his patches up to the 24th of December. So you can feel free to drop him a message. A big thank you to Finchy for actually, literally messaging me saying, I'll give you some patches to give away tonight. So it was really appreciated.
Finchy, you're awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely, Finchy. So thank you very much. I do appreciate it, fella. Like I said earlier on in the stream, the hoodies are still up for sale, but if you do want to order them, please use the discount code LIVE. And if you can order by the 20th, you'll get it before Christmas. If not, Phil Smith from Weekend Warriors will get it to you straight after. Tim, final thoughts.
Final thoughts? Oh, if you don't know who I am, you can find me on Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe on our Red Wolf TV YouTube channel. Is there one final question you want to throw out there?
I would like to say, what do you think, the biggest thing we're going to see from Red Wolf Airsoft, the channel, for 2018? What are we really going to be looking out for? What changes do you really think you can see going? And I say, you're at a very high standard as it is.
Well, imagine this. As I've said before, I will eventually be going back to Canada, right? So that means new direction. Maybe a new host, maybe new co-host, and building things up from there. And one thing that I really do hope this time around is just because there is a change doesn't mean people should drop the channel entirely.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, there's going to be a change. There's going to be a new wave of things going on, and I'm hoping that people would stick with us through the thick and thin.
No, absolutely. And I am subbed, guys. If you're not already, definitely sign up, and I will put the link straight here across the screen now. I'm sure you.
If not, I will find you and I will kill you.
I will definitely put that. There we go. Leave a comment there, because there's no doubt you should absolutely subscribe to this. Go through some of the videos because they're absolutely awesome. They take a lot of time, a lot of effort. There's a huge amount of polish on pretty much every video that goes up there. There we go. It's commented below. Tim, thank you so much for coming on the show. Guys, thank you very much for watching the show. That is the end of season 2. I'll be going to bed shortly. Tim, you're about to start your day. So
I'm going to the gym.
I really do appreciate it, Tim, and I hope you have a fantastic Christmas and New Year's. And I look forward to seeing the videos and all the content through 2018. And
thank you very much for having me on the channel, and it was great talking to you and everybody else.
And hopefully I'll see you at EWA. So just waiting for that press pass to come through.
Yes, I'll be seeing everybody at SHOT Show at EWA if I'm going.
SHOT Show is definitely not next year for me, but maybe the year after. Guys, with that is the end of the show. Thank you so much for watching. Please share this throughout the groups and stuff to make sure everyone can catch up on the replay. I will be doing a wrap-up live show tomorrow or Wednesday to talk about kind of where we are at the end of 2017 and what you've got to look forward to for 2018. If I don't speak to you, have a fantastic Christmas and New Year's.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Absolutely. And we'll see you in 2018. Thanks a lot, Tim.
Cheers.